Ooh, take a look at this. The famous Ferris wheel on the Santa Monica Pier turned blue last night in honor of World Autism Day. Nearly 3,000 buildings and locations around the world were covered in blue lights. The goal is to raise awareness of the growing autism crisis. A recent report found 1 in 50 children has some form of autism. Well, April is Autism Awareness Month, and KCAL 9 and CBS 2 are deeply committed to the cause. Areva Martin with the Special Needs Network is here today to tell us about a series of events coming up in April. Areva, welcome, and thank you for joining us once again.
Oh, thank you, Susie. Always glad to be back at home.
Good to have you. Yes, that's right. You are welcome here anytime. Talk to us about the conference and what's happening.
Yeah, on April 12th and 13th, Special Needs Network has this enormous free parent conference in South Los Angeles. Brings together renowned experts and professionals to really talk about what's going on. You know, this new CDC study that says 1 in 50 children will have autism is really disturbing, particularly when you look in underserved communities, you know, low-income communities, children of color who are impacted really severely by late diagnosis and inability to access intervention. So we're going to bring all these experts together and, you know, talk about how do we get help? How do we get these kids in low-income communities connected to services? And it's all free, 2 days, wow. Breakfast, lunch, child care, you know, fantastic workshop. So we're really excited.
Before we get into the resource details,
okay,
I want to talk to you about your personal story. There's a reason why you do this, not only for the community at large, but
yes,
also for yourself as well.
Yes,
yeah.
I am a mom. My son Marty was diagnosed with autism when he was 2. And even though I'm a lawyer and, you know, I've been out in the community working, I found it incredibly hard to access services for Marty. And I met some parents in South Los Angeles, and then I realized how hard it was for them and how much they were struggling. So out of those relationships, it became clear to me that there was a need for a community-based organization to really help parents get connected to resources and services. And that's why I started Special Needs Network.
What kinds of resources are we talking about? You as a mother, what could you not find at that time?
Quality health care. Professionals that knew how to diagnose autism, intervention therapies such as behavior therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, information about education. You know, where was Marty going to go to school? Was he going to go to his local public school, a private school? Was he going to be in a special education class or in a general education class? There's so many questions that parents have when they get the diagnosis. And one of the things Special Needs Network works to do is to bring that information, bring it to parents, make it in a form that they can understand, and then help them navigate the systems of care. You've got to deal with medical professionals, educational professionals, insurance companies, and so many other entities when you're trying to care for a child with any developmental disability, and particularly autism.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about.
It's a tremendous amount, and so many parents are lost, and they're isolated. So Special Needs Network and other groups try to bring those parents together and give them a sense of community. You know, let them know they're not alone. You know, and I like to tell my story about Marty because I want other parents to know you don't have to, you know, have a degree, you don't have to have a lot of money. You know, if you can find an organization that you can connect with, you really can get help for your child. And there's hope.
Absolutely.
So there is a tremendous message of hope despite those numbers and the increase in autism. There is hope.
Okay, Areva, thank you so much for that. That's exactly what we're going to find at this conference. Again, the Special Needs Network is gearing up for its 7th annual conference. The Tools for Transformation event will kick off April 12th and 13th at the Radisson Midtown at USC. It's open to the public and free. For more information, you can go to our website at kcal9.com. Be sure to click on Seen on TV.